Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a second episode of how to fix, and by episode, I mean it's just the second part. I started a series forever ago called How to Fix, and I did how to fix shapeshifters, but I haven't made a video since in that series. So let's talk about how to fix the Wheel of Fortune. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you all do, the Wheel of Fortune is an in-game event that comes around every so often. I actually don't know the official schedule for this event. The event is super simple. You get tickets over time through nobility rewards, through daily logins, through other ways. I don't know how else to phrase it. And every time the Wheel of Fortune comes around, you can spin it 3 times. That's the strat. You spin the wheel 3 times, which is 90 tickets, and then you get 150 tickets. And then after a while, you build up those tickets over time, and boom, you get to where I'm at 6,492 tickets now. You can also buy tickets through the Master Blacksmith, which I recommend highly. I don't think it's worth it to purchase them at 400 silver pieces or 1,000 silver pieces, but this one is just right. I do believe that you can buy 600 tickets for the price of 2,000 gold pieces, which is not that bad of a deal. That gives you 20 spins here, and then you just keep doing that for a while, and obviously you'll build up a good amount of tickets after long enough. There's 2 modes. There's the pro mode and the normal mode. This is the normal mode. The pro mode just means that the rewards get better. So if you land a jackpot, you will get better rewards, and by better I mean higher quantity. So in the normal mode, you might only get 500 rubies if you land on resources, but in the pro mode, you might get up to 5,000 or 6,000. So I hope that kind of demonstrates the difference between it. Now, the promo does cost 300 tickets, which is 10 times the amount of tickets used for the normal mode. And from my time playing this game, I actually think it's better to just spin the wheel in normal mode and not pro mode. Because you get more spins, obviously. You get 10 times the amount of spins. And when you start racking up the amount of resources and jackpot opportunities, you have 10 times the opportunity to get rubies, or 10 times the opportunity to get whatever other rewards you could. So that's why I think it's actually worth it to spin in normal mode instead of pro mode. That's my take on it. If you have a different opinion or you have seen more success in pro mode, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what you think. Now, there's a lot wrong with this event. By wrong, I just mean the rewards are outdated. That's really all it comes down to. It's not like I'm going to complain forever to get to the point. The rewards are outdated. These are rewards that would be good for a under level 70 player. But seeing that now there's so many more players playing this game above level 70 and beyond, none of these rewards actually hold up in value. Let's go into the rewards really quick. We're only going to talk about the jackpot prizes at level 9 because you don't need to see me going through all of these. So level 9 jackpot prizes, we'll start over here. You get a legendary piece of equipment. Obviously, you're not using these type of equipment pieces anymore, so that's one issue. Next, we've got the Guardian of Light. This is such a cool decoration. I love this one. But as you can see, only 205 public order. Not doing much for you in the public order department. Sure, it looks great, but you're never going to be using this because it's such low public order. Then, the Triumph of Honor. Another awesome looking decoration. Again, 215 public order. You're not going to be using this in your day-to-day gameplay. Then we move over to this equipment. The equipment overall isn't too shabby. It's a very good NPC commander. As you can expect, it is a normal commander. It's not a It's not a relic commander. Instead, it is just a legendary commander. And as I said, it's pretty good for NPC related stuff and getting more con tablets. As you can see, if you want, you can pause and read the effects, but I'm not going to dive into all of that. It's a decent commander overall if you're still using these types of commanders, but if you're above level 70, everything should be relic. You shouldn't be using this anymore. So it's a little bit disappointing that, I don't know. I think it would be neat if they could actually make these heroes, such as the Phoenix Knight, these people with really cool, unique equipment, if they just made them into relic equipment, you know? If they amped them up a lot and made them relic equipment worthy. Obviously, that'd be a huge overhaul because there's so many commanders and heroes and would need this overhaul. I just think it would be nice because it'd add more personality to the game because you get used to seeing all of the same equipment heroes, you know? I mean, look at all of these commanders. They're all the same. So what would I do to fix this event if I had complete control and worked at Goodgame Empire Studios or something like that? It's a simple fix. You just up the public order given out by these decorations. That's the first thing I would do. I would up it to maybe 3,000 because obviously Goodgame Empire is going to want people to spin the Wheel of Affluence. Much better rewards. And that starts at 3,300 public order. So what I'm thinking is if they updated the normal Wheel of Fortune and made these decorations start at maybe 3,200 or even 3,000 flat, that's at least some improvement in comparison to 215, as you can see here. Of course, that's not going to help any players like myself who already have decorations above 3,000 in every single castle, but it will help other free-to-play players who don't have those decorations built up as I do. I just think this would help the entire ecosystem of the game. Next, add in some relic equipment. Give us some relic equipment to compete for. That would at least give you a better opportunity to get some of these 4-effect relic equipment pieces. Clearly, you don't have to put the most overpowered relic equipment in here, or you could also always make relic equipment have to be past maybe the 6th level of jackpot prizes. That way you're not getting it if you just spin it at level 1. Maybe that makes it a little bit more fair or makes it a little bit more of a competition and you have to save up your tickets more. Those are some of the things I would fix. And then obviously replace these with relic equipment as well, or maybe tools or something like that. The tools you get from here are not useful. You should start getting event tools as well, the way you do with the Wheel of Affluence, but I get that they're trying to keep this separate from the Wheel of Affluence, so they're obviously going to provide different rewards overall. That's just my take on it though. There's obviously so many other innovations you could add into here, so many different reward types, maybe some exalted decorations, obviously they're not going to do that, or maybe even look items. Just small stuff like that would elevate this normal Wheel of Fortune immensely. And then if we look at the bottom rewards down here, this gives you some of those event tools that I was talking about, but these are outdated and bottom of the barrel event rewards anyways. This is one of the lowest glory banners you can get. Same with this. This is a very low defense. Good for small players, not good for people above level 70. Then we've got some skip times. I'm not going to complain about that. And then top 10, you get an outdated food storage build item. This is a level 10 food storage build item. So let's go and take a look at the one I have on. Oh my gosh. Oh, there it is. Okay. 35. Okay. So there's a 25 level difference between mine and the one offered for top 10 in the Wheel of Fortune. I keep wanting to say a Wheel of Affluence, but obviously it's not that. So there's a huge gap right now. They need to update this to maybe 30, maybe 25. Make it something semi-decent so free-to-play players have an opportunity. That's not the right thing to click on. And then Victor gets these outdated equipment pieces. As I said, just replace them with some of these. Oh my gosh, I skipped them. Replace them with mystery boxes. Put mystery boxes in there. Maybe put relic equipment in there. Anything other than this, because anyone who's getting this stuff is just insta-deleting it because it's not useful. I think that just about covers everything I would do to fix the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm going to spend the remainder of this video just spinning the wheel. We're at 14,435 rubies when we start, and at the very end we'll see how many rubies I ended up with. So wish me luck. I'm just going to be spinning for however long it takes to spin 6,400 tickets. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. That was a little bit humiliating, the rewards I got. I'm not gonna lie. I even got bored halfway and switched to pro mode, mainly because I was thinking ahead and I realized that I need more VIP points. And, you know, I still stand by, I think that normal mode is usually better. I would recommend having probably 10,000 tickets at that point. Because as you saw, we got to level 5 jackpot, and the ruby reward was 1,200, which is a lot more than you would be at if you just spun pro mode the entire time. Maybe I'm wrong. I could totally be wrong, and I'm just making things up to cover myself. That's also possible. I didn't mention this in the benefits, so I'll just leave this in my final thoughts. You do get a good amount of VIP points from spinning the wheel, which I think is a huge benefit. VIP points and VIP time specifically are just super beneficial. I skipped over every single piece of equipment because you don't need equipment. All of this is legendary or lower, so I'm going to be going through my equipment later tonight and deleting all of them. I only got 1,000, maybe 1,500 total rubies from that, so that was a little bit disappointing. I'm top 10, so I might get these rewards, but neither of them are good because, well, this one's cool. It looks nice, but after they introduced District, you can't really see your bakery anyways, so there's no real purpose to having it. Well, let me know what you thought of this video down below. If you have any ideas of your own that would make for a great Wheel of Fortune prize or jackpot or anything of the sort, write it in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And yeah, I would love to see them fix the Wheel of Fortune. I think there's so much value that can be provided by it, but they're just missing the mark right now. And this is one of those things that needs to be updated if they want a fully playable game. And by they, I mean Goodgame Empire. If they want a well-rounded, enjoyable experience for everybody, they need to have those rewards and they need to have those updates in place that keep everything on the same level so there's value in the Wheel of Fortune outside of course, VIP points and the occasional rubies. That's just what I think. Yeah, have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.